Hi Scorpio, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your general monthly tarot reading for the month of July 2021. Thank you so much for joining me, and I do want to remind you in this moment, of course, to like this video. Do leave me a comment about your situation, and of course subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. But when getting into your energy overall for the month, I do want to say I was feeling quite energized, but in a very playful but impatient way. I'm feeling it's kind of hard to sit still, but at the same time, I do feel, for whatever reason, your energy has improved over the span of the last couple months. All right. So when meditating on your energy as well, the message that came through for the month was flaunting minor achievements. Flaunting minor achievements. We're gonna begin by doing some shuffling so we can pull 6 tarot cards for the month. A simple 6-card spread for our lovely Scorpios for July. Thank you, Spirit. For Scorpio in July. We have 1. Keep them coming for Scorpio. Interestingly enough, the first card is going to be the third one. All right, and we have 3 remaining for the second half. Okay, and we're going to pull the remainder, the last 2 right from the top. Alrighty. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Pentacles. I'm hearing rewards take over as I get a little bit shaky. Spirit's saying there's a need for you to ground yourself, to balance yourself out as certain forms of abundance flow in. And you feeling ultra confident because of it all. These potentially being certain achievements that you feel the need to flaunt and show off throughout the month of July. But for a lot of you Scorpios out there, these forms of abundance just remind you to be proud of what you've achieved up until this point, to show off to a certain extent, but not in a arrogant way, in a sort of humble and look what I've done kind of way. We're beginning the month in the spread with the Ace of Swords. You begin the month of July here right off the bat, begin anew, allowing yourself to embark on a fresh start, even if that's just mental, allowing yourself to view whatever you're doing in a fresh way, in a hopeful way. For some of you, you actually are giving birth to a fresh start, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, a new residence. It could just be something small. But for you, Scorpio, people don't realize how big this is for you, right? Even to view your situation in a fresh manner is big for you. It's something at times it's hard for you to admit, but you've struggled to do in the past. And now I'm hearing dream big. It's to begin the month of July where you're reminded by Spirit in the universe that your playful energy is something to be proud of. It's something that's contagious, and you're meant to dream big in this lifetime, right? You're such a grand sign, and I don't love the way I put that, and you may not be proud of the way you sort of express yourself at this point at times, but you're expressing yourself nonetheless. There's part of you that doesn't feel the need to hold back as you view things in a beautiful, fresh way. And now I'm hearing own who you are. There's part of you that at times questions yourself or the struggles you've had to overcome, or even asking yourself if what you've achieved is good enough. Is it enough for those around you to view you in a successful light? In Spirit saying absolutely, you know, and it's for some of you, you'll need reminders coming through from Spirit in the universe, potentially through nature, to remind you to flaunt those small achievements. But for a lot of you Scorpios, there's no need for those reminders because you just kind of get it. It clicks at the beginning of the month. I got it going on. We're moving on to the Three of Pentacles. And I'm hearing, wow, look at Scorpio. Those around you are in awe. Or, you know, just jaws are dropping. People can't help but focus on you as the spotlight shines down on you in your own individual way. People noticing the changes you've made to your life, noticing who you're becoming in this lifetime, and realizing it's a healthier, brighter version of who you once were. Gaining an immense amount of respect from those who have been in your life for a while, seeing you experience those ups and downs and lefts and rights, and doing so in a brave, sort of bold, confident way, even if at times within you feel like crumbling or curling up into a ball, you don't show it. You put on a brave face for those you care most about, knowing that they depend on you to a certain extent. Excuse me as I get emotional. And I feel like that'll take place towards the end of the middle of the first half of the month, where people will still be watching you to the furthest extent, but you don't feel for whatever reason to hide this emotional side of you, which you normally would. There's part of you, Scorpio, that feels that this vulnerable side of you needs to shine once and for all. And for those to see you in this light, it inspires them to be true to who they are and what they're going through as well. Allowing yourself to feel good about the negatives, the positives, everything you've gone through once again. And remember that you're an inspirational light for all of those around you. And we're moving on to the Five of Wands. And I'm being drawn back to the Three of Pentacles, the imagery. You can see here, he's like, look at this. You know, there's a level of you sort of displaying something for those to see around you. For whatever reason, I feel the need to say is art for a lot of Scorpios, showing off an art piece, something you've worked on for a while, a work of creation, if you will. Being like, damn, I'm proud, and you should be proud too. I mean, look at this. Right? For some of you, being able to sell that work of art or that creation, allowing yourself to feel proud of all the effort you've put into just one creation, one piece of whatever it may be for you. And if it isn't, say, a creation, something physical like that that you can hold up and show off to a certain extent, it's representing the small achievements once again, or even the large achievements that you've come to be one with over time. Okay? And we're moving on once again to the Five of Wands. So you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, and I'm hearing, wow, that's abrupt. It feels like the energies around you are very confrontational or just too much to handle at this time. And you sort of adapt to that and take on that level of abruptness and feistiness. And Spirit saying, no, Scorpio, take a deep breath. You know, you need to be one with the better version of yourself that doesn't react to these sort of chaotic energies that surround you at this time. To express yourself and to defend yourself if need be, to a certain extent, but not to respond in a negative manner. To make an impact, but not to react, is what they're saying. Express yourself in a calm, peaceful manner, and you'll notice a much more beneficial result in the end. Allowing yourself to remember that you cross paths with people for a reason, even if at times it feels a bit difficult or stressful, right? Certain people, given what took place in the first part of the month, might come at you with a bit of jealousy or envy, realizing that you have a lot to be, you know, grateful for, a lot to be proud of, but they do too. And so it's part of you that feels the need to, the growing, mature side of you feels the need to sort of push them in the direction that you've been heading in, to be proud of all they've overcome, instead of sort of adding to that level of feistiness and chaotic energy once again. And Spirit saying, well, there you go. You know, and it's kind of that progression throughout this last part of the first half of the month, where you feel originally inclined to make things worse or just to defend yourself. But then something clicks and switches and you're like, well, okay, I can do this. I can help them sort of redirect their focus towards their own achievements, right? And Spirit saying, well, we don't fully get how you're going to go about that, but we respect your efforts nonetheless. And I'm now hearing, speak your mind, but tread carefully, right? Because not all those around you are ready or even willing to absorb such an opinion in general, right? So you've got to remember that certain people are built to be stubborn or aren't willing to put their guard down for even a second to absorb that opinion. Just something to keep in mind. We're moving on to the Ten of Swords. You make your way to begin the second half of the month. I'm hearing, let's put an end to conflict. The Spirit saying that that was a hefty end to what was meant to be a beautiful first half of the month. You realizing that certain energies that surround you at this time are not adding to the level of inner peace or peace in general in your life. And so it's time to put an end to that conflict, to that stress that's unnecessarily added onto your plate at times. I'm hearing, how can I proceed, right? And that's such a hefty, open-ended question, but I feel like a lot of you will sort of realize that it's meant to go in a specific direction, which will vary from case to case, from Scorpio to Scorpio. But being aligned with the Ace of Swords, it's out of respect for new, fresh beginnings that are taking place throughout this month, or you know intuitively are lying ahead in the near future. To remember that in order to make the best out of what's ahead or what you've begun recently, that you need that level of inner peace to be maintained or sort of brought back to life. And once again, you know that certain people or situations that surround you at this time will make it that much more difficult to achieve more as you move forward, or sort of water those small achievements to the point where they snowball and grow into more and more success before your beautiful Scorpion eyes. Allowing yourself to remember that, once again, certain completions that do take place moving forward may not be completely easy in the moment, but are necessary in order to embrace certain fresh starts in a healthy way, in a beautiful way. And we're moving on to the Five of Pentacles. You make your way to the middle of the second half of the month. I'm hearing not fitting in can be good. There's a situation for you, Scorpio, where you don't feel like you actually fit in. And it's partially due to you growing these days and changing for the better, where you once felt like you fit in. For a lot of you, you may not have felt like you fit in from the beginning of the situation, potentially. And regardless of where you lie within that range, you feel it affects you emotionally at times, right? It affects your spirit, your level of positivity. And Spirit saying, well, it's not a bad thing, right? You could feel like whatever that situation is, whether it's at work, home, you name it. It could be a friend group. It feels like those energies surrounding you are a bit immature, or just not willing to progress or grow in the manner that you've kind of adjusted to do so recently. Allowing yourself to remember that at times when you grow and evolve in a positive way, in a positive direction, it can leave you feeling a little bit out of place at times. And that's to move you in that right direction, or to continue to push you in a healthy direction once again. Remembering that, yes, that might make you feel out of place at times once again, but it's out of respect for your future, out of all that lies ahead, remembering that maybe there are some other adjustments that need to take place moving forward. Being aligned with the Three of Pentacles, you'll find that even within the situation that you don't necessarily fit in, where you feel a bit out of place, those around you still respect you, or are a bit in awe of all that you've done to improve your life, or simply the work that you produce. You find it kind of easy, for whatever reason, to flaunt your minor achievements or successes still at this point in the month, even though you don't fit in, feeling like, well, what do I have to lose, right? And Spirit saying, well, you should still be proud. You know, you've been through a lot, and those achievements are something to focus on. But again, there is a chance at this point in the month, though, that you might flaunt them in a little bit more of an arrogant way. There's something to be aware of as you are advised to tread carefully. We're moving on to the Eight of Cups. As you make your way to wrap up the month in general, you can't help but realize that you're moving in a completely different direction than you expected at one point, or you simply are leaving behind people, places, and situations confidently, with an immense amount of ease coming over you. And Spirit's saying, who can blame you, right? A need to, especially after certain complications and difficulties that you've experienced throughout the month with whatever situations, you know, that pertain to you, it makes sense that you would want to turn around completely and head in your own direction, or simply continue to make certain adjustments in order to, once again, water those achievements or make your way towards new ones. Being aligned with the Five of Wands, it's once again these complications, these confrontations that you've experienced along the way that will inspire you to do what's right for you, will inspire you to continue to be open-minded, to growing, to evolving, to adjusting yourself and your situation to the better of your future, to better your future, if you will. I'm hearing, why settle? There's part of you to finish off the month that it's like, well, damn, I got it going on, and if this month doesn't prove it, then I don't know what does, right? And so it reminds you not to settle for people, places, or situations that are below you at this point, or that don't deserve you. And I'm now hearing, how come I settled in the past? And Spirit saying, well, this answer may not satisfy you, but it'll help you grow, it'll help you learn, right? And as you make your way to wrap up the month, doing a bit of reflecting, allow it to end on a positive, bright note as you continue to flaunt all that you've achieved, and be proud of all that is to come. All right, Scorpio? So with that said and done, I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.